Hey guys, it's Vincenzo here. I'm back. We're bringing you videos, lifestyle, culture, cars, food, travel, wine, watches, whatever it is, you name it, we're gonna talk about it here on this channel. In 4 weeks, count it down, we are rebranding this channel to Brainwork 2. Brainwork 2. Brainwork 2. Same content, just a different name, fresh skin over the top. Today we are talking about the Leica Q2. This is a camera that not only we highly desired for like a year before it came out.
Drooled over.
We finally got it. The story of how we got it is absolutely hysterical. And yeah, we're gonna tell you a little bit about pros and cons about the Leica Q2. Before we get to the ins and outs of the Leica Q2, a word from our sponsor, Crown & Caliber, provider of amazing pre-owned watches.
Ah, the joy of certified pre-owned. The inspection, the warranty, the savings. But we're not talking about cars. CrownandCaliber.com is the new way to buy pre-owned luxury watches. Each is meticulously inspected and authenticated by our team of certified watchmakers. Explore our extensive collection of luxury brands at CrownandCaliber.com. Crown & Caliber, the smarter way to buy a watch.
All right, so the story of how we got both of these Leica Q2s is interesting. Most people would say it's probably insane, kind of dumb. There's probably a lot of adjectives you can use. In fact, let us know what adjective you would use for our story here down below in the comments. So we wanted these cameras so badly.
So badly.
Like Blake was salivating, salivating over this camera for over a year. The Q2 came out. We saw that it was way better than the Q, the original Q. It had features that we really liked, but it was unavailable everywhere.
Literally globally, it was gone. You couldn't find it anywhere.
The only place you can get it was like triple the price in Singapore or like shady dealers, you know, that you didn't even know if you were buying a real product. You didn't even know if they actually had it.
And we were this close to actually doing the Singapore deal.
We found two, the final two, the last two, anywhere in Europe and the US, in Barcelona, Spain. So what do? Well, I didn't do anything.
What did I do? I flew to Barcelona to pick these up.
Yeah, no joke, really.
It was awesome. It was the only place we can get them, and we had to. It was the last two in the store. I called as I'm sitting on the plane and said, can you hold these? I'm gonna take a cab right off the plane, and I did. I grabbed my bag and immediately went there and picked them up.
All right, so we've had these cameras now for a year. Yep. It's actually coming on a little over a year.
Almost a year and a half now.
This camera, I think, is near perfect.
Near perfect. It's a one-stop shop for a travel camera.
I think so. Yeah, we think so.
Here's a couple shots from the last year. Tell us what your favorite is out of all these. We're not gonna tell you who shot which, but it's a mixture. You just tell us below.
Probably him. One of my favorite features of this camera is also the biggest addition they made from the Q, which is the IP52 weather resistant rating on it, which means things like dust and sand and rain to an extent. You can't submerge the camera, but spray, things like that are being kept off and away from the important things of this camera, the sensor and the battery, the card slot. Those are all sealed. They're actually rubber sealed, which is really, really cool.
Really?
Here's something I don't love about the camera. Price. It's a little,
hefty.
Lightens the wallet quite a bit.
Hefty.
At around, I think it was closer to $6,000 when they first came out.
Yeah.
Someone actually stopped us earlier in the day today while we were taking some photos around the neighborhood, and they were like, oh, what is that, like $2 grand? And we're like, no, like
5 or 6.
5 between, yeah. And you know, he was totally blown away. And he actually knew a little bit about cameras, so it is not an easy camera to get into.
No,
financially.
This is a very expensive camera. Before, usually in this area, travel cameras, you're looking $1,200 to $1,500. We're talking $5,000 to $6,000.
Yeah, and you can get into most DSLRs, like entry-level DSLRs or mirrorless systems, with a lens, probably a lens kit, 3 lenses for under, you know, $3,000 now.
Oh, easily. One of my personal favorite things about this camera is the 47.3 megapixels it packs in this bad boy. That is a lot of megapixels for a semi-small body.
They do say bigger is better.
They do. They do.
Whoever they is, I don't know. 47, I mean, with that megapixel on this type of sensor, with this type of lens, you can blow up your photos to, I don't know the precise number, but you can blow up really, really large photos.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've been blowing up a lot of photos from Italy that look incredible.
You could pretty much put it on a billboard and it would look great. That's how many megapixels are packed. Another con we found was they claim it's pocket size. This is not pocket size. Imagine putting this in your back pocket or your side pocket, or I think the ad actually had it going in the breast pocket of a sport coat. You'd rip the breast pocket out if you put this in there. It's hefty.
Your pocket would literally fall out.
This is a sturdy, strong camera that you're not putting this big lens in your pocket. It's not happening.
The absolute #1 feature, I don't even call it a feature, but aspect of this camera is the lens. It is a Leica Summilux 1.7 28 millimeter lens.
Beauty.
What that basically means is it allows a lot of light in, very large aperture, 1.7, and it's a 28 millimeter, so it's a prime, so it's really, really sharp.
So sharp. At 1.7, we're actually very impressed with how sharp it is, honestly.
It also has a macro ring, so you can take macro photography. Like, you can get super close to things.
The macro, it is so velvetly smooth. That collar, moving that, it feels incredible. It feels so good. I mean, having a macro in here, this should be 2 lenses, realistically.
Oh yeah.
This should be a $5,000 lens and another almost $5,000 lens.
Probably.
Something else we're not big fans on is the non-interchangeable lens. This bad boy is not coming off of here. This 28, you're stuck with it.
Which I know we talked about how great the lens is, and it is a great lens, so you don't actually need other lenses. But for someone who's looking to, you know, go and shoot wildlife photography, or, you know, and street photography and things like that with it, where you're used to being able to switch different lenses on and off, you can't do that. So remember that just because it's got a lot of megapixels and a great lens doesn't mean it's the best fit for every style of photography. And really, there's a couple other things that, you know, we don't love about the camera. They don't bother us because we don't use it for that. But if you are looking to spend this kind of, you know, money on a camera, I think you should know. And that's, it doesn't have a flip out screen. It's a, you know, it's a static screen, which, you know what, I don't care about for photography. I don't want a flip out screen. I want to be able to take, you know, my photos. I want to be able to have to get down if I'm taking a low shot. That's me. I know Blake feels the same way. Like,
I use the rangefinder 90% of the time, honestly.
Yeah. You're also not getting a video camera. It does have video in here. And actually, it doesn't shoot terrible, but it doesn't have a lot of options in terms of how you can shoot.
It basically sets itself to auto. You can change your aperture, and that's it. There's no other video settings you can change. You can mess with some of the audio features, gain up and down, but exposure, it's just aperture, and it auto exposes itself.
Again, price point is not for everybody, but if you are okay with spending that much on a camera, Q2 from Leica, it really can be your only camera.
This will probably last us 10 years. This might be a generational camera. It is a timeless, Leica is just timeless.
Well, I'm passing this down to my grandkids.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't even have kids, but like.
It is a timeless piece that, for travelers, it's a no-brainer. If you like these videos, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell button, hit all the buttons down there.
Whatever buttons are down there, just click them. Except if it's unsubscribe, don't do that.
Don't do that one.
We'll see you on the next one.